Okay, everyone. In this lesson, we're going to talk about volume and volume of prisms and pyramids. But in order to solve area and volume problems, we have to be able to understand the formulas. So we're going to first figure out when you see the formula and it has a capital B on it. The capital B just basically means area. Okay, the capital B means area. And if you have the base of the shape be a rectangle, you're going to use the formula base times height, because that is the area of a rectangle. And if the base of the shape is a triangle, then you need to use area as 1/2 the base times the height. It's all depending on the base of the shape. Okay, so let's do 3 problems to kind of help explain that. So question 1 says, the dimensions of a rectangular prism are shown in the diagram. Which equations represent the volume of the prism? Choose 2 equations. So first, I'm going to highlight some vocabulary words because the vocabulary gives you the how-to, what you got to do. So rectangular prism means that the base of the shape is a rectangle. Okay, so when it says rectangular prism, that means your base is a rectangle. And it's asking us for equations for volume of the prism. Those 3 words are huge in this problem because it tells us that we are going to use the prism formula, volume equals capital BH, to find the volume of this entire shape. Now, I always tell every single student in my classroom to change this capital B to an A. Okay, I'm going to change it to an A because it is area of the base. It does not mean the base of the base. It actually means to find the area of this rectangle, the area of this rectangle. So I'm going to do that first. The area of this rectangle is base times height. And I'm going to use 12 as my base of the rectangle. Height of the rectangle is 8. So my area is 72. So when I go to my volume formula is going to be 72 for area, and then the height of the entire prism is how tall the prism is, which is 8 inches. So favorite pizza, but I'm not solving, so I'm not going to put sauce. I'm just going to plug it in. Now, here I am, 72 times 8 is not on the answers. They're not. But what is what I did to get there. The first thing I did was take 12 times 8. So 12 times 8. And then I have my last 8. So there's my first equation. And if I look at 12 times 8 times 8, I notice that 8 times 8 is 64. So 64 times 12 is another answer. Okay, so they're having you look at this in many different ways. And you have to be open-minded enough to see that. Okay, so that's how we plug into the formula. Let's do a question where we're solving it. Number 2, The figure in the diagram below is a square pyramid. I already see a vocabulary word, so I'm going to highlight that. With the height of 15 centimeters. What is the volume of the figure in cubic centimeters? So we're going to start by writing our formula. Favorite pizza sauce. And our formula, the question said pyramid. So I'm going to use the pyramid formula. Volume equals 1/3. But what did I tell you on the last problem? Change the B to an A. Because I'm finding the area first. And when I am finding the area, I am finding the area of the base, which is a square. And they told us the word square in the vocabulary word. So area of a square is 6 times 6, which is 36. So when I plug in 1/3, I'm going to plug 36 for my area. And my height in the word problem says it's 15. So then all I have to do is solve. And so I'm going to multiply 36 times 15. 0, 3, 15, 18, 0, 6, 3, 540. And then I'm going to divide that by 3. 180 is my answer. And remember, if I go too fast, pause the video, rewind it. You can watch it as many times as you need. Okay, so let's do, speaking of word problems, let's do an actual word problem. Let's go to number 3. Number 3, Sergio got a snow globe in the shape of a triangular pyramid. Okay, remember that's key. While he was on vacation. The area of the base of the snow globe was 6 inches. And the height was 4 inches. What is the volume? So in this word problem, it already gives us a whole bunch of information. It's telling us that the area is 6. It's telling us that the height is 4. And then it tells us that it's a triangular pyramid. Okay? And that is key because pyramid is the formula we need. 1/3 area times height. And when we plug in our numbers, 1/3, the A for area is 6. I don't have to solve for it. They gave it to us. And the H is 4. So then 6 times 4 is 24. And a fraction just means to divide. So it's 24 divided by 3. Dun, 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 is 8. So the volume for solve is 8. And there's my answer. I hope you learned something new in this little lesson. Please let me know your light bulb moment or let your teacher know. Thank you. Remember, rewind if you need to. Have a wonderful day.